you want to have different posts for different platforms, but you also want to have different posts for the same platform. So mix it up. There's a mix of variables here. We talked about it being a visual medium, social media being a visual medium. Even looking at text is visual. So let's start with that. Text. What you want to do with text is you want to clearly express some info about the episode. You want to pique their interest. You want to cause maybe a surprise, or have it be a pull quote from somebody saying something that you're like, I can't believe they just said that on that show, kind of a thing. And use that either as just a plain text post with a link to it and maybe tag the person in it as their quote, or pull that into an image, like a square quote graphic image, as well as then you can do an audiogram version of that. However, if I do that with that one quote with 3 different things, like, again, I'm falling back into, it's just the same monotonous stuff. So you want to break it up. You want to do text quotes. You want to do image quotes. You want to do audiograms. There's no native way to do audio on any of these platforms. Again, although there was, let me give you this Twitter tip. I just thought of this the other day. So you know how Twitter can do voice posts? Yeah. So what you do is you queue up that clip on your podcast and have your phone close and open Twitter, hit that audio thing, and then hit the record button, and then hit play on that clip you want. And then it's your face, and it's a quick, easy way, and it comes up as you saying something. So it's almost a quick, easy way to do that. But ultimately, you want to do a variety of things. And in other words, you want to, when it comes to, I would say if you're doing images or doing video, stick with square, stick with vertical, because most networks, all the networks play great with square. Square, if you're on Facebook and you're scrolling, because most people are on mobile, or if they're not, doesn't matter. That square is going to show up. Think about this. You've got the widescreen, and then you've got the square that's like that much taller. Right. And then that square works on Instagram, and that square works everywhere. Vertical, then you use for your stories. So square video, vertical video, text, images, links, video. But again, you want to, pique their interest. You want to evoke an emotion. So in other words, so I just had, I could, here's an example. I'll use my show as an example. Last week, I posted a show that's about getting things done if you're depressed. Right. Huge topic. Yeah. Now that title alone could draw people in. Yep. But what if I spin it and tap into that emotional response of, do you struggle with getting things done when you're feeling depressed? Such and so, and then spin it from there and try and hook people in that way. In other words, don't just go with the first idea, dig a layer or two deeper to get people more into it. The other option here is maybe don't promote every episode. Maybe again, it goes back to produce a great show every time, but maybe only promote the best episodes. Consider it.
I know. Yep, it is. What's really interesting to me is I've always wanted to do this, and maybe we can at some point. I'm not sure how I would like to do this, because I'm never a fan of, in any way, shape, or form, making anybody feel uncomfortable or bad or ashamed of themselves. But there are times, here at every Friday, we do promote the tar out of yours, or promote yourself Fridays, right? So we have this Friday thing that everybody loves to share their episodes. And I read the majority of them, not all of them, the majority of them whenever I have a chance, and I sit down and I kind of scroll really fast on a lot of them. And there's been many shows that I've posted that I actually move into and listen to them, because they do a lot of what you're talking about, Erik. They really appeal to me, Elsie. I'm not thinking about it from the perspective of like marketing. I'm thinking, oh wow, what a neat sounding show. That's really curious to me. Those are the ones that really call me when they're that specific. And sometimes something as simple as, like you were talking about, getting things done when you're depressed would really appeal to me, because I think we've all gone through something like that. That said, though, there are other times when I see that promote, stuff, and then folks will post a link. And that's it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, I honestly am curious. Is that something that really works? Because I usually go, what does that even mean? And then what sucks is that there are times when you kind of look at the link and go, I wonder why they just posted the link. Let me click through. And usually I'm very, very disappointed.
The only way I could see just the link working.
Yeah, just the link.
The only way I see that working is, and see, then you're erasing all the extra metadata that comes along with, it being a Twitter post or especially a Facebook post, and the way we know they scrape the stuff that's the text in the post to kind of feed it up to the right people. You're selling yourself short there. The only way I can see that maybe being favorable is if you've got a great image that populates based on dropping that link in, as well as a great title underneath, all the metadata, in other words, the visual that then populates. But I wouldn't go that route. I would still make sure to drop in metadata of actual text,
Right. And so just to clarify what Erik said, for those of you, that might be listening and don't really quite understand some of that stuff too, is that, whenever you're sharing things on social, a lot of the social engines index what's inside of each one of your posts. So there actually have been times when I have been searching for a specific topic on Google, right? I'm doing my search, and then all of a sudden a tweet comes up that addresses my question. So I will go to that tweet, or I will go to that Facebook post if it's on a public page, and follow through and find out stuff. And maybe I'm not looking for a podcast, but I'm looking for a topic that is being addressed by that one person. I follow the person, I'll go to their website, I find out they have a podcast. Oh, cool, I can listen. So beyond all of that, there is so much more information that people can really click, into and understand when you are adding just a little more context. I'm not asking you to craft, because that's the other thing. When people write all the words and you're just like, give me, what do you want me to do here? Or there's nothing written, where it's just, here's my latest episode.
Yeah. Again, the latest episode of insert podcast name here is out. Link. Yes. No, come on.
A little bit more. And mind you, and again, Erik, and we're talking here, like that would really work for something like, I have a private Facebook group called She Podcast. I would assume that if I post, mind you, we don't just post it one time, right? We don't post episodes just one time and then forget about it. If we go into that group and say, the latest episode of She Podcast is out, here it is, right? And it has corresponding metadata, maybe an image that goes along with it. I feel that that's perfectly fine. There's people who are going to look at it and go, oh, good, the episode is out. That's fine. But that's going to be talking to the people who are already subscribers. Yeah. And that's great. That's fine. Yeah. But in addition to that, we also layer the other aspects of it. So it also depends on where you're posting these things. So we're saying that it's not okay for you to use that, but there is a time and a place for you to do that.
Yep.
So, yeah.